So I went ahead and watched The Purge 1 and 2 because someone highly recommended it to me. So The Purge is, in basically a few words, for one day on March 21st from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. all crime is legal. Killing and destruction is completely allowed. All services throughout the purging time, such as police officers, fire departments, emergency rooms, are all closed. So pretty much this is a one day you can go out and murder whoever the hell you want in order to release all that anger and hatred that you have built up in your heart. It's supposed to be some therapeutic thing so you can live the rest of your days hatred free. Of course there are some boundary rules. No government official holding rank 10 or higher can be touched. So there is no murdering them and there is no harming them in any way. Weapons above class 4 are forbidden. No rocket launchers, grenades, bombs, missiles, nothing explosive. And all those who break the rules will be executed. The first Purge movie, we focus on a family. The dad makes $1 bajillion selling security systems. Daughter is a spoiled brat. Son is a stubborn, irresponsible brat who really gets everybody into trouble. And Cersei Lannister. At the beginning of the movie, we focus a little bit too hard on the boyfriend. We get a bunch of weird camera angles, and off the bat we're like, well, that was obvious. The son is just strange overall, and he just clearly can't understand the situation that they're in. He causes all the trouble, he gets multiple people killed, including his father. If he had left things alone in the first place like he was told, then none of this would have happened. But then again, we wouldn't have a movie, would we? Kid sees a helpless guy screaming out onto the street for someone to help him. So what does the kid do? He unarms the security system and lets him in. Never mind the fact that they have no idea who this guy even is, or if it's a trap, and it's Purge night. Really? Turns out the guy that they saved was actually set to be purged from the purgers outside. Same time, the boyfriend decides he's gonna shoot his girlfriend's dad because he won't let them be together. Because logic? Because kids will be kids. The boyfriend gets shot and dies. Woo-hoo-hoo. Meanwhile, the rest of the time we're just waiting for something to happen. And waiting. And waiting. Once in a while, the purgers come and make some scary threat, and then we wait some more. For some really odd reason, the family had a conscience at the beginning. Then they decided we're gonna sacrifice a guy back out to the purger so that we can save ourselves, and then suddenly had a conscience again. Make up your mind! And we get to fast forward to the only good parts. Purgers get in, a whole bunch of action and murdering happens. Turns out at the end, all the neighbors rally up together and decide they're gonna purge this family because they have so much jealousy and hatred in their heart. They were jealous because the family was making so much money. Really? You bought the alarm systems from them, therefore you made them profit from it, therefore you are the ones that is the reason for them to have all this money in the first place. What? Why the hell are you even ticked off that they are clearly making more money than you? So they gather around and get ready to purge on the family, but then suddenly get stopped by the guy that the family had originally saved in the first place. Because we didn't see that coming. Finally, the purge bell sounds off, purge is over, and that's pretty much it of the first movie. Second Purge is Anarchy! Same concept but different families. First Purge movie was about a wealthy family getting attacked, and now the second Purge movie is about the lesser, wealthier people. We start off with several different families. We have our Group A, Mom, Daughter, and Pop-Pop. Group B is a separated couple, and Group C is a single man who's got a plan of action. And for the most part, our main actor for the movie. We immediately get to action in this movie. They kind of give us a brief backstory about each character, long enough to give us a little bit of an idea of what each of them are about. Purge night starts, they notice that Pop-Pop is missing. They find a little note that he left for them, which stated that he sacrificed himself to the Richie Rich so that they can purge in peacefulness and safety. And in return, they are going to send his daughter and her daughter a ton of money. Do we know if they ever got paid? We don't know. They never explained that to us. Then soon after, their creepy, disgusting, pissed off neighbor bursts in to try and kill him because he's entitled to killing them and he's pissed off for blowing him off. He then gets killed off by the government because the government was targeting them. We're not really sure who these people are either because there was zero backstory on them also. All we know is that they're this super high military personnel out purging at the poor with no explanation. We go to Group B, who gets targeted by local gang members who cut the cables off their car, so as they're driving on the freeway, their car gets stalled on Purge night. Why are you even driving on Purge night, I would be locked up in my place since the day before. We see them getting chased all around the streets in the city by these local gang members, how they escaped them on foot while these guys had like all this machinery and everything. I don't know. Movies, you know. Then we go to Group C, which is a load man who's on a mission to go kill the guy who killed his son during a drunk driving accident. As the guy was driving on his way to go kill this dude, he happens to see our Group A getting pulled into the government truck to be murdered, and he grows a heart and he saves them. Somehow during all of this, our Group B finds his car, hides in it, and now we are reunited with all 5 of them because it just makes the movie that much easier for them. He stays to keep him safe in hopes for them to return a car to him so that he can continue on his way to go purge and murder this man that he desperately wants dead. Turns out they get to their destination. He was tricked. Duh. Really? You're gonna believe some strange random woman that she's going to give you some other woman's car? Really? You're gonna fall for that. After he realizes, they all leave the building because bitches be crazy in that building, and then they all get caught by the local gang members. Of course, because the local gang members know exactly where they are. They all get caught and sold to go get auctioned off to the Richie Rich scum. So of course they get rescued by their knights in shining armors, but not until before one of them gets killed. Because someone has to die. Am I right? Am I right? So the clock's ticking and there's still some time to purge, so the guy's like, I have a car now. I can go and purge and kill this man. So it turns out he couldn't do it. Obviously, this guy still has a heart. He couldn't murder this guy who murdered his son. So he saved them. And that's pretty much Purge Anarchy. So my thoughts between both of the Purge movies. If you're gonna watch the Purge, you could definitely not watch Purge #1 because that movie was boring. I totally agree with all the critics and all the people who saw the movie out there that just went, this movie was bad. It was just all around, it was boring. The camera angles were just like, they do like those like jump cuts, like, and nothing happens. And the story is like, focus on this family, and it's all around a really bad movie, and it doesn't give you any explanation as to what this purge is all about. We just know that people are out there wanting to kill, but it's really just focused on the family. As for the Purge 2, definitely a lot better. I thought the movie was pretty well made. It wasn't as gory for those of you out there who can't take a lot of the goriness. It has a lot of killing, and you see a lot of like dead bodies and things around and whatnot, but it still like refrained from showing too much. The backstory of the characters were definitely a lot better than the first one. You got to know a little bit more about them, you got to feel them out, you kind of got to feel sorry for them, which is nice. I think even if you don't see the first Purge, you're gonna get all the information in the second one. They kind of tell you a little bit about it at the beginning. If you see like the little credits at the beginning, it kind of tells you a little story, and you just automatically know what the Purge is about. I'm wondering if there's going to be a third Purge coming out because they didn't quite explain a lot in the second one that they really should have. Felt it was kind of incomplete as far as the military or government officials. They focused so hard on Group A. What was it that Group A had that they needed to do? And towards the end of the movie, the government guy said like a few things, and it was still kind of incomplete. It's like, this is America and purging, and I don't know. I feel like there needs to be a little bit backstory on this guy. They focus a little bit too hard on him, so we're kind of missing out on what that's all about. Also, one thing that really bothered me, Sergeant, who is the lone man, our Group C guy, tells us how he's going to go and purge this man who had killed his son. He described how he disarmed the man's security system at his home 2 weeks prior to the purge. Thinking, wouldn't the guy check his own alarm system the day of the purge to make sure that everything's working? Isn't that just like common sense? I would probably go and make sure everything is functioning and working right before the purge starts happening, because nothing works ever. Like, things always happen, powers go out, and I felt like none of that actually made sense. Also didn't give us too many of the rules about purging. We don't know if you can actually do something like that before the purge. Like if you can set up a trap before the purge happens. I assume that you can do all these things only when the purge starts, like start to end, not prior before. It's just like when the local gang members cut the cable cords off the car from Group B. I don't think that that's actually legal. But then again, we don't have any rules and it's just a movie. Looking at these movies, it's not so very realistic. Like, I think the story itself was fantastic. The idea concept itself was pretty good. But as far as if the purge actually happened in real life, it probably wouldn't go that smoothly. Purge bells start, everybody goes crazy and murdering whatever. Bells stop, meaning all anarchy, all purging needs to come to a complete halt. It's just not realistic. If you had that much hate in your heart, and let's say you had that one person that you wanted to murder that night up in a corner, and you've just got your gun or whatever item that you're going to murder them with, and you got it ready, and that purge bell sounds off to end all purging, there is no way in hell that you're just gonna stand there and be like, oh, well, I guess that's it. I can't murder you, so I'll see you next year. It's not possible. There's no way that you have all that hatred built up and you're just gonna be like, oh, well, Purge told me to stop, so I'm gonna stop. No, just gonna continue to murder. And also, how the hell are they even gonna know? How are they gonna know that even if the bells ring and I shoot you right after, how are they gonna know I did that right after? Once again, movies. I don't think I would probably be watching any of the purges again, and if a third one comes out, I'll most likely wait till it's out on Netflix. Let me know if you have watched either or of the purges, 1 or 2. Let me know what your thoughts were about it. Did you think that it was like, or did you actually like them? Did you like the whole concept idea? And it is pretty scary because people are actually reacting to this whole purge thing. I had a few friends of mine in Florida that actually had to hide away because somebody was blasting the purge noise out there. That's actually pretty scary. Don't fucking do that. No. This is your first time here. Hi, my name is Panda. You should subscribe down below because I do post videos every Wednesdays and Fridays for reviews. You should also leave me a comment down below letting me know what you would like me to review next time. And I will see you all later. Hurts. Bye. Teeth all out in like this mean, like angry look, and he was like slowly going towards the window. I was like, oh my god.